Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rising Phoenix Racing League. I am your commentator for this evening, Glowstick, and we are back. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year. But now we are back for racing, where Casper thought we were racing last week, but no, we weren't racing Casper. Anyway, as that happened, Rising Phoenix put out a meme saying Casper's won the Alone Grand Prix. But anyway, we're at China for round 4 of the championship. I think it's actually meant to be round 3, but apparently Italian sprint races and the actual race, count as their own kind of thing, so I'm going to put it as round 4 as it's meant to be, apparently. So yeah, we are at round 4 for Shanghai, China. Yeah. Course got 16 turns. It's got a capacity of 200,000 people. And it is in Shanghai, by the way. Shanghai, China, as already said. It was opened in 2004, 18 years ago. It was made by Herman Tilke himself, of course. It's got a length of 5.4 kilometers or 3.3 miles. As I said, 16 turns, and the race lap record is set by Michael Schumacher in 2004, where the drivers first raced here. But yeah. I think it's going to be an entertaining race. I'm not going to predict anyone. But it's a very tricky track, in my opinion. But yeah. Apparently, it also cost 2.6 billion yen to build, or Chinese yen, or whatever currency they use, to build, which is $450 million, which is a lot of money, but it's well spent for a track that actually produces a lot of just a lot of incidents, really, in my opinion. But yeah, most notably of them crashes. A weird one, Sebastian Buemi in 2010, where his front tires just popped off. Basically suspension failure, luckily not to get hurt badly. But it is a dry race, and I do wonder if it's going to be raining in the race, or if it's going to be a dry race, just like in quali, it's a dry quali. Crail is going to be on the mediums, apparently. That's interesting. But I am going to keep the track map up, and yeah, see what happens. As we have a car out on track, that is one of the Alpines, that is JD. First man out on track. I might turn down the audio just a tiny bit in game. I think it's a tiny bit loud. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I would get the track map back up. It's in the bottom right of your screens there. But I want to get it up for me so I can see where the corners are. But we have a JD here coming through turn 8, I think that is, yep. On his outlap, obviously, so he's not on any actual run just yet. But before this race, sadly, we lost an absolute legend in the community of racing. We lost Ken Block, who was, for me personally, a big idol. But he was a big idol for me. I played Colin McRae Dirt 2, he was in that game, and for me, he was just a big idol. Watching his gymkhanas, his Hoonigan stuff, it was very saddening to me that he'd passed away just before this race. But yeah, rest in peace, Ken Block. 55 years old, I believe he was, 1960 something to 2023, obviously. But yeah, very saddened by his passing. But now we have JD coming through turn 1 and turn 2. The snail section, I guess it's called. Turn 3. And then turn 4. Just a little kink. And then coming to turn 5, which is this little right-hander. And then we got the hairpin of turn 6. It's a 24.7 in the first sector. Now we go into sector 2, where we have this left-hander, the long left-hander. JD lifting off the throttle a little bit in 7th gear, now coming through turn 8. Got yellow flags, that's McLaren slowing in sector 3 and turn 14. Now we have JD coming through turn 9 and turn 10 now. Up to the second sector split is a 53.0. Coming through turn 11 and turn 12, which is a sweeping right-hander, which will take us onto, I'm believing, it's maybe a mile-long straight. I'm not 100% sure how long it is, but yeah, it's a very long straight nonetheless. Opens up the DRS, going above 200 miles per hour. Coming to the second hairpin of turn 14. Braking very nicely. There's an Alfa Romeo spun in turn 8 and turn 7. But we'll finish off the lap. Turn 16, final corner. What's JD going to set? It's a 33.8. Very nice time from JD. He takes pole position provisionally. Who is next? I think it's a Mercedes. It's a Mercedes of Crail. He goes a 33.0 on mediums. So, of course, Crail is a very quick driver. But yeah, Dan goes third with 34.1. We've got a McLaren, and there's a Haas spun, I think. And a Aston Martin, maybe. I can't find him. Anyway, Valsa goes fourth with a 34.3. Next is a Cowman. He goes fifth with a 34.7. And then Swaytak goes second with a 33.4. It's a very good time. Benja goes sixth with a 34.5. Who's next? It's an Alfa Romeo Leo who spun on his lap, I think. Swordman goes third with 33.6. Leo in ninth at the moment with 49.9. We have Casper coming through the final corner. No, he's going into the pits. He must have made a mistake on his lap. I think Panda has as well. Is he going to continue, or is he going to go... He's continuing with his lap. What's it going to be for Panda? It's a 47.5. He could probably improve. As Hedgehog is spun final corner. That's really unlucky for the Aston Martin driver. He'll continue with his lap anyway. It's a 54.9. Can definitely go a lot quicker. Of course, last race's race winner, I believe. Or no. Sorry, it wasn't Hedgehog that won that. It was Dan that won that. I do apologise. I am a bit slow at the moment. My head's a bit fuzzy. But no, Hedgehog... I think Hedgehog won a race, didn't he? I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember, guys. My memory is very bad. But yeah. As Hedgehog, his tires are destroyed basically. Just spins again. I think he might either have very worn tires or just setup issues. As Leo has gone up to fifth with a 33.8. There's a Ferrari coming through. He's on an outlap, fortunately. That is Dougie, Afro Man. Is anyone on it also in the lap? Swanee is coming through sector 1. I think, is the Haas on a lap? Haas going to be on a lap? Maybe, yes, I think so. No, going into the pit lane. I don't know why my head's a bit fuzzy, but it is. But yeah. But yeah, if you have any comments, please send them through. Just, yeah, sometimes it gets a bit lonely in the commentary box. Just, I think everyone can hear me. I hope they can hear me. I guess we'll find out in a second. I will find out in a second if people can hear me. Let's see. Dougie coming through turn 2 and 3 at the moment now. I'm gonna check if I can be heard. Just a second, guys. I can be heard. I can be heard. Right, that's all. That's all I wanted to check. Honestly, Dougie, though, I think that was a 24.8 in the first sector. That's not bad at all. Rory McIlroy is in, because he was absent, apparently, for something. But let's see. I need to get the. I need to get the thing, the news back up. The news. Oh my god! I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes I don't know. I just zone out and I'm kind of just seeing what I need to read. But no, I need to get up the Shanghai F1 circuit track map. As we have Dougie catching up to a driver. I have no idea who the driver was. Just another thing. The last race here was in 2019, so that was 4 years ago, almost. Valtteri Bottas got pole position, but Hamilton, Bottas, and for Vettel got first, second, and third. As Dougie goes up to sixth with a 134.3, 134.0 even, sorry, and Gasly got the fastest lap with a 34.7. But we'll check if anyone else is on the lap. We'll see. Valsa is on the lap as there's a Aston Martin spun. That is Georgie. Georgie is spun. Valsa, I think he's improved to 8th, or was he on it? I think he was on the out lap, so we'll see. We'll look at Swanee then, coming through the final corner. We had Georgie reversing into the pit lane, and he's been disqualified from the session. Swanee goes up to 6th with a 33.8. That's a very nice time. Yeah, his teammate is coming across the line. He's on a lap now. Let's see. Carman, I don't know if he was on a lap. Benja, I think these guys are on out laps, but Panda's on a lap, I think. I don't know, because I can't see. Casper's jumped up to 9th with a 34.1. McLaren, who's that? That's Swordman coming across the line. I think these they're saying fastest, and then hold on, tire. There we go. Swanee spun. Guys, I don't know what's happening. I'm being very slow today. Anyway, let's see. The Ferrari of Dan coming across the line. What's it going to be? It's an improvement. He's jumped ahead of his teammates by 3 thousandths. It's a 134.0. I'm trying to produce good content. We have Valsa coming across the final corner now. Up to the line. What's it going to be for Valsa? It's an improvement by a 10th, but doesn't go anywhere. He stays 10th. Alfa Romeo coming into the pit. No, he's not. He's staying out, and that's Leo on the lap. What's it going to be for Leo? I wish it would say it was an out lap or not, man. It doesn't say. It's not. I think it's just glitched. I don't know. Crayo's on a lap, though. I think it's glitched. Who's that just jumped up? Was that Bazooka that just jumped up? It was. Up to 7th goes Bazooka. Up to 8th goes Carryman. Both set in 33.9s. Very nice times. From the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull. Racing Maestro still in the pit lane after 6 minutes left in the session. Will he set a time? We hope so. I think Swordman's just jumped up. He has. Up to 2nd, a 33.2, very respectable time. 2 times behind current pole sitter, Crail, who's got a 33.0. We have a Leo. Oh, that's a Ferrari. That's Dan. Dan coming to the final corner. I think he's going to go into the pit lane low. He is. We've got a Hedgehog going into the pit. No, he's staying on a lap. What's it going to be for the Aston Martin? So 47.6 will improve from that time. But the next driver is going to be Crail. 3 attempts up in the second sector, apparently. So, let's see. Coming across the final corner. What's it going to be for Crail? Is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. It's a 32.3. Goes 7 attempts quicker. Wow. What a very quick time from the Mercedes driver. Wow. Just wow, basically. Almost a second quicker than Swordman. As Hedgehog has spun again, I think it's definitely a setup issue for the Aston Martin. I do feel bad. I think Swordman's coming into the pit lane. They are. But wow. Here's an interesting fact. Lewis Hamilton has the most race wins here with 6. And Mercedes have the most wins with 6 as well. Probably with Lewis Hamilton, by the way. But yeah. There's 56 laps in the real life Grand Prix, but tonight we're only doing 28? 29? 20? I think it's 28. I think it's 28. I think it's 28. I'm not going to lie. But we have a Red Bull going slowly. That's Swaytech. Got the Williams of... Is that? Racing Maestro. Maestro's out for a lap. Way, and he spun. That's a commentator's curse if I've ever done it. Damn, man. That's a very commentator's curse. But yeah, George has been disqualified from the session after driving backwards into the pit lane and again disqualified, obviously. But very unlucky from the Brit, who's wanting to at least set a time. I think he set a time. I don't know actually. He might have set a time. Might have set a time. But yeah. Who's on the lap at the moment? Is Maestro going to be the next one out in track? I think he is. We'll go on a lap with Maestro. Opening up the DRS, coming up to the line now. What's it going to be? It's not going to be anything. He's just starting his lap, Jack. Come on. Coming into turn 1. Braking for turn 3. My mind is gone. This is turn 3. Here we go. Now turn 4. This little left-hander. Go Maestro. Coming through turn 4. Turn 5 even. Turn 6 of the hairpin. I didn't see what his sector time was, but it was purple. Coming through turn 7 and he spun, but he saved it. What a save from Maestro. Coming through turn 9. Now and then turn 10. Stay on board with him, see what he does. Coming through turn... I think this is turn 12. Or it might be turn 13 actually. Yeah, my mind's very slow today, guys. Turn 13. And then open up the DRS now. Going down the straight. He's not got much straight line speed, which could affect him in the race, but we'll see. Coming to turn 15 now. Swaytech has retired. What's happened to him? Has he retired in the pits or what's happened to him? I don't know. Anyway, we have Hedgehog finishing off his lap, coming for turn 16 now. What's it going to be for the Aston Martin? I have no idea because it doesn't really say. It's stupid. Anyway, Maestro goes up to 15th, jumping Hedgehog. I think Hedgehog's on a lap now. I'm not sure though. But is that Casper coming through there? It is. I think he might have made a mistake though. I have no idea though. He might have made a mistake. I mean, I wasn't watching. My show, is he continuing on a lap, or is he... Oh, he's retired. That's a commentating curse. That's a commentator's curse. Jesus. I'm so sorry, Maestro, but Maestro is out of the session. I think there's like 2 minutes left in quali, maybe 1. It might just be over. I'm not sure. We have Hedgehog coming through the right-hander of turn 13. Yes. Opening up the DRS now. Coming down to turn 14. As the session is over now. Dan in 4th. Let's see, turn 16 now. Hedgehog comes up to the line. What's it going to be for the Aston Martin? It goes 4th with a very 3.3. That's a very nice time. I think that's Casper. He's not going to finish his lap. He's not able to. Cameraman coming through the final corner. What's it going to be for the Red Bull? Up to the line. Improves. No, he stays. Improves by 5 thousandths. Valsa. No, that's Swordman. Swordman goes 2nd with a very 3.1. I think that's a Haas next. That's Benja. He's not going to be able to finish his time, unfortunately. Or he is, but he's not going to improve. We have Swanee in the pit lane. We have Panda coming through the final corner now. What's it going to be for the Belgian? It's going to be an invalidation. We have, I think that was a Alpha of Leo going up to 4th. Dougie stays 13th. Casper. No, that was Crail. I don't think he improved. He invalidated. That's why. And I think that's quali over. We're just waiting for Valsa, Swanee and Bazooka Joe to retire. But wow. Crail on pole. It was a very, very quick time. And wouldn't be a bad shout to give him the win, or wouldn't be a bad shout to predict him for the win, I should say, sorry. Swordman in 2nd, Swaytak in 3rd, 4th is Leo, 5th is Hedgehog, after being last for a lot of that session, after making a bit of mistakes. 6th is JD, 7th Dan, 8th Swanee, 9th Bazooka, 10th Cowman. I'll read you out the rest of the grid in a second. But yeah, sorry, I'm a bit slow today, guys. I'm not usually like this, honestly. Next is Benjon, 11th. 12th is Panda. 13th, Dougie. 14th, Valsa. 15th, Casper. 16th, Maestro. And last, after getting disqualified, George. That is qualifying done for the Chinese Grand Prix. Or Shanghai International Circuit is what I've named the stream, because that's what the track name is called. The Shanghai International Circuit. I could have named it the Chinese Grand Prix, but I'm special. And yeah, I just realised Swordman has gotten Swaytak by 2 thousandths of a second. Wow. Very close between the top 3. Wow. 2nd and 3rd. Only 2 thousandths between them. But yeah. If you've got any predictions down below, put them in. Who's going to get the race win? Basically, he's going to round out the podium. And it looks quite cloudy in Shanghai. It looks a bit cloudy. I don't know if there's going to be rain or if it's going to lighten up and let about a bunch of sunshine through, but it just looks a bit cloudy. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so then we wait for the drivers to sort out their setups. Well, not the setups exactly, but the strategies, and get into the race. But yeah. I don't know if there's a formation lap or not tonight, but we'll see in a second. Yeah, there is. There is a formation lap. But yeah. See what everyone's starting on. Krail on the mediums, Swordman on the mediums, Swaytak on the hards, Leo on the mediums, Emperor Hedgehog on the hards, JD on mediums, Dan and Swanee in the hards, Bazooka, Cowman, Benja and Panda on mediums as well, Dougie on the hards, Vals on the mediums, Casper on the hards, and then Maestro and Georgie on the mediums as well. So, a lot of a mixed strategy, I guess that's what you could say. As Maestro getting very close to Georgie there, should I say. But, as we have Krail and Swordman zooming off ahead. I have no idea why, but yep. And then you just have a bit of a cluster of cars back here. And then up here as well. As Krail has just zoomed off, he's gonna, if he continues, he's gonna get cold tires. He's now decided to slow down. But yep. Swordman again doing very good in quali. Hopefully they can transform that into the race. Same with Swaytak. Starting on the hard slow might be as Leo and Swaytak getting very close to hitting there. But yeah. Might be a danger from Leo Swaytak, because he's on the hards, and the hards are the harder compound, obviously, but less grip, basically. And Hedgehog might be a danger from, or it might be a threat from JD. But yeah, we'll just see what happens at the start. As now the drivers are coming through turn 14, the hairpin, the second hairpin on the circuit. As there we go, yep, predicted pit stop strategy, medium to hard, or if you were starting on the softs, medium to medium, or hard to medium. Which is what I would do. I'll do hard to medium. I like starting on the harder compound, and then getting on the quicker tire for the end. But now we have the grid reforming. The grid forming back up. Krail at the front, waiting for everyone, as Benja has been disqualified for not getting it right, basically. Is anyone else getting disqualified? Vals is getting disqualified. It's only from the formation lap. Don't worry, guys. It's not they're actually getting disqualified from the race. They're getting disqualified from the formation lap. But now we look ahead to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights are out, and away we go. Krail didn't get that good of a start. Swordman's, they're side by side into turn 1. Swaytak's there as well. Don't count Swaytak out down the inside. As we have not a very good camera angle, and that's a McLaren spun in the background. I think Dougie didn't get the best of starts either. Valsa has spun in the background though, as we have Swordman in the lead of Krail. What a brilliant start from the McLaren, and Hedgehog, he's spun again on lap 1. That's very unfortunate. And George is up to 10th. What brilliant start from him. And he's lost a position to Dan. He might lose a position here to Benja. That's a commentator's curse right there. Benja. Nice move from the Haas driver. But let's see. Yeah. Swordman leading from Krail, from Swaytak, from Leo. JD getting ahead of, I think it was Swanee at the start. Kyreman. No, it was Hedgehog that was in 5th, sorry. But yeah. And that's Maestro that spun as well. The Williams just getting in a spin. That's very unlucky from the only Williams driver tonight. But yeah, we have Leo in 4th, 5th, JD, Swanee in 6th, Caraman in 7th. I will check position changes. As there we go, Panda's up 4 positions, Georgie is up 6 now, maybe even 7 down the inside of the Ferrari, and that's Leo that spun. Oh, Leo. In his first race here That's very unfortunate from the Alfa Romeo driver, down into last position. Now, it's a very, very interesting battle here for 12th. Down the inside goes Dougie. Nice move from the Ferrari. And now the Mercedes of Casper trying to get involved in this. But yeah, Swanee up 3 positions, Cowman up 4, and then Panda's up 5th, destroying the brake marker board there. But Georgie, from last, is up to 9th. What a brilliant start from the Aston Martin. But now, as we look ahead to Leo, who's, I think he had a front wing change there. And Georgie, he's spun! God, the commentators cursed tonight. And that's Panda as well that's spun, and he's got a 10-second time penalty. That is so ridiculous. That wasn't on purpose either. That's really ridiculous. And the Haas has spun. He's in the barrier. He might have rear wing damage from that. I'm not sure though. But now we look back ahead to Swordman, still leading the race from Crail and Swatak and JD. And Swanee, that's the top 5. But here comes Cowman. What? He's got really good speed against the AlphaTauri. And there we go. Bazooka Joe getting the move on Swanee. He was caught out a bit from Cowman. Well, that's a very nice move from the AlphaTauri driver. And now we have Benja running a bit wide out of turn 16 there. But yeah, top 3 having a bit of a battle, even top 4, because JD's getting into this as well. And then there's just an almighty pack of cars down 5th to, I guess, 13th. Maybe even 9th, because Dougie isn't, but Panda has retired. He's retired in the pit lane. That's really unfortunate. And George, he has spun again, turn 1 this time. Really unlucky from George, Leo and Panda. Commiserations to them all. But Leo continuing on. I like that. I like the dedication. Now we have Swordman getting very... well, not really Swordman, but Crail was getting very close to Swordman. That's what I meant to say. Now coming out of turn 14? Turn 13, onto the straight, coming down to turn 14, and Georgie in a spin again, getting really unfortunate. Crail can't make the move on Swordman, but Valsa is making a move, and so is Hedgehog. And, oh! Hedgehog has hit Valsa! Luckily, I don't think Hedgehog has got damage, and I don't think Valsa got damage either. Just a bit caught out from that, and now the sun's coming out, and Crail is in the lead. But Swordman's coming back for this. Side by side into turn 3. Who's going to have the lead? It's going to be Crail in the lead, but Swordman's fighting back. Coming down to turn 5. Who's got the lead? It's so close. I'm getting crappy camera angles, may I say. But Swordman pushing Crail all the way right. But Crail still... These two are still battling. Crail has it done, I think. Yeah, Crail has it done. What a brilliant battle on lap 4. Brilliant battle side by side for so much of that track. So much of Sector 1 and Sector 2 as Georgie's in the pit lane now getting his front wing repaired. And Leo is up to 15th as Maestro is spun. Luckily not stuck. Almost getting stuck though. That's very scary. I'm going to take a drink. Give me a second. As now we have Swordman back in the lead of Crail. These two are having an absolute ding-dong battle, and JD's up to 4th, or should I say up to 3rd, but now Swatak getting down the inside on the switchback. That was a very nice move from the Red Bull driver. And now we have Bazooka Joe up into 6th, trying to get past Caraman in 5th. Will these two have a battle again? Swordman, Krail trying to go around the inside. Will he switch it to the inside? No. Krail trying to get a good exit out of turn 4. Hasn't got a good enough exit though. Swordman remains in the lead for this time. But Krail is getting really close here. But yeah. It's allowing Swatak and JD to catch up. I think these two are working together trying to catch up to the top 2. But yeah. Counterman in 5th. Getting very... getting caught up by Bazooka. But yeah. Swanee, I think, losing the rear end there a little bit. Trying to get a good exit. Of course, these two on the hards. Swanee and Dan. But then Benja is catching Dan really quickly. And Dan's made a mistake. Allows Benja to go down the inside. Very nice move from Benja, capitalizing on the mistake of Dan. But Dan trying to make a move as well. Back around. As these two go side by side, DRS and George, he's spun again. He's having such an unlucky race. But let's see who's I on board with. I was on board with Dan and Benja. Benja's got the move. But here comes Casper down the inside of the Ferrari of Dougie. Has he got the move? Who will get the better exit? It's Dougie that gets the better exit. What a brilliant exit from Dougie. But let's see. Back up at the front. These two still fighting. Wow. Swordman and Krail still fighting for that P1. Krail, will he make a move down the inside? No, decides to think better of it. Here comes JD though. Doesn't decide to go for a move. And that is George again. As I said, so he's having such an unlucky race. But yeah. Krail getting really close to Swordman here, wanting to make the move. Don't be too stupid though, Krail. Don't get too impatient and go for a silly move. That might take you both out of the Grand Prix. As we have Georgie just letting everyone by. I feel bad for the Aston Martin driver. Already a lap and we're only 6 laps into the Grand Prix. Very unfortunate for the Aston Martin. Krail not able to get close enough to Swordman, as Swordman has the better straight line speed. But here we have JD still trying to make a move on Swatak. But look at this battle here that's going on for, I guess, 7th. We have Dan trying to catch Benja, Benja trying to catch Swanee, but Swanee trying to catch Bazooka. Bazooka is trying to catch Counterman, as Casper gets the first penalty of the Grand Prix, not counting Panda, because that was so stupid. As Georgie is spun again, turn 1. As Kiddo remains in the lead, or Swordman should I say, remains in the lead, but Krail's getting ever so close there. But Swordman's just got the better straight line speed. As we look at Dan, Benja and Swanee fighting for 7th still. Now I wouldn't count down now. He won last race's race. He won the Grand Prix in Monza. As Georgie's just now let everyone by. But yeah. Dan won Monza, which was last weekend's race. Not last weekend, but you know what I mean, last racer weekend. But yeah. Who's that spun? That's Dougie that spun! His teammate, Dan, still remains in 9th, but wow, Dougie is spun. Really unfortunate from the Ferrari driver. But yeah, as now we have Dan catching up to Benja. We're getting really close, and now Swanee's caught up to Bazooka and caught up to Counterman. Still fighting for 5th, these two. Just can't really get close enough, I think. Yeah, I just can't really get close enough. And now Dan trying to go down the inside of Benja, but hasn't really got the space to do it. But Dan's still getting really close. Could maybe do it into the next corner, which is turn 5, the hairpin. Because I think George has gone into the pits. He has, and he's spun. Spun in the pit lane. Dan hasn't got the move done, but it's getting really close here to the Haas. Oh no. Crail and Swordman fighting. I thought Swordman had spun there for a second. I just seen his name drop, and I was like, no. But yeah, Crail and Swordman still fighting. Swordman was ahead, or Crail was ahead there for a little second, but I think Crail let Swordman back by. I think he may have made a silly mistake. But yeah, now we have Bazooka right on the rear end of Cowman. Can smell his gearbox as that's Dan that spun now on the same corner as his teammate. That's really unfortunate, and Bazooka has gotten the move done, but Dan spinning, that's really unfortunate, and Cowman's trying to go make a switch back here as yeah, Dan really unfortunate there, down to 12th now in this Grand Prix. Really unfortunate from the Ferrari driver, as now Swatak is spun. I was going to say Swatak is catching these two fighting, and Crail and Swordman still fighting. Coming into turn 3, into turn 4 now. Who's got the better exit? I think it's Crail, just on the outside, but Swordman's fighting back here. They almost spin. They almost hit each other. They hit each other though. They almost hit each other out of the Grand Prix. JD is catching now, but now Swatak down to 4th after that spin. Didn't lose too many positions, just the 1 from JD. Very fortunate there from the Red Bull driver. But yeah, Bazooka up to 5th now. Caraman in 6th, Swanee 7th, Benja's 8th, Valsa up to 9th, and 10th, Casper. 11th, Hedgehog, 12th, Dan, 13th, Dougie, 14th, Maestro, and 15th, Leo. And I forgot to say, Georgie is retired from the Grand Prix. I think he's just really unfortunate from the Aston Martin driver. But now, as we go on board with Swordman, opening up the direct, getting really close to Crail. Will he try and go for a move here? Daniel Ricciardo style? No, he doesn't. Decides to just tuck back into the slipstream. Is there any moves happening further behind? I don't think anyone else is close to make a move. As now we go back on board with Swordman. Will he try and make a move down into turn 1? I don't think they're going to be close enough. No, they're not going to be close enough to make a move. But wow, these two have put in a brilliant display of fighting and just sportsmanship. These two have had a very, very impressive battle for the past, 5 laps? 6 laps maybe? 7? To have put on a valiant display of fighting. And wow, it was just amazing to watch, and so just amazing to watch, you know. But let's see. Anyone else close enough to make a move? We have Caraman on the back of Bazooka. Of course, Bazooka got the move on Caraman on lap 8, I think. And that's Swanee that spun. Swanee, he was in 7th, and now he's down to 12th. Getting passed by Dan as well. Really unfortunate from the AlphaTauri driver there. And who's a... Swordman spun! Swordman out of turn 13 is spun! Wow! That's really unlucky from the McLaren driver there. Was in 2nd, now down to 4th behind Swaytag. Really unfortunate there from Swordman. Wow. Really, really unlucky there. Was doing so well as well, but just really unfortunate. As everyone's spinning, Casper hits Hedgehog there. Casper wasn't really at fault though, because Casper lost the back end. And now we have people piling into the pit. Well, not piling into the pits, but we got people going into the pits anyway. Swordman into the pits. Hasn't got damage, fortunately enough. as Bazooka goes in as well. I think these are the only two pitting at the moment. They are. Swordman will rejoin behind Dougie, goes down to 12. I think the medium runner tires are starting to go off now, I'm not going to lie. But I thought they would have lasted a lot longer, I'm not going to lie. Maybe like, I don't know, 4 more laps? I thought they would have lasted them until like lap 15. Maybe even lap 14. But no. But now Crail has a comfortable lead to JD, 3.9 seconds to gap. Swaytac in third, Cowman fourth, Benja fifth. How many positions has everyone gained? Let's see. Valsa has gained the most with 8. Crail gained none. He started on pole, obviously. JD up 4. Cowman up 6. Benja's also up 6. Casper's up 7. Dougie up 2, and then Maestro up 2. But the most person that's gained the least amount of positions, or lost the most, I guess, is Leo, as Valsa and Cowman and Benja goes into the pits. We'll see. They should be going on to the hards to the end. But yeah. Them two coming into the pit lane now. Swordman should jump him, which he does. As Benja has jumped Cowman in the pits, which I think is correct, because I think Cowman came into the pits after Benja. But yep. But yeah. It's a very interesting race so far. There's not been a safety car yet. It's been 2 retirements though. They were in the pit lane though. And who's that spun? I think that's the Red Bull. Cowman made a mistake coming out of the pit lane. Cold tires, obviously. But he didn't expect them to be that cold, I think. But yeah. Gets jumped by Maestro now, who is still in the race. But yeah, Cowman down to 14th. After his mistake. I don't know if he spun, but he made a mistake. That's for sure. As now we have Swaytac getting close to JD. I think JD's tires are starting to wear off. But Crail continues. Does JD come into the pits? He does. Swaytac stays out because he's done the hards. The leading hard runner. Next would be the Hedgehog, who gets a little bit loosey goosey out of turn 14, the hairpin. But yeah, Valsa's coming into the pits. JD's in the pits. He's been and gone. Valsa in the pits, and that's all the medium runners in the pits, apart from Maestro, who might come into this pits this lap, but I'm not sure. But now, grid has been shaken up a little bit. Crail's still in the lead. Bazooka Joe jumps Valsa. We have Crail from Swaytac, from Valsa, not Valsa, sorry. I've seen Valsa and Benja fighting for position here in turn 2 and turn 3. Benja taking a really interesting line. Cowman in the pits, going onto the softs for some reason. Has wing damage. Cowman got wing damage. That's really unfortunate. Maestro up to 14th. Valsa and Benja still fighting here, side by side, coming into turn 7. Who's got the lead? It's Valsa, but Benja's still sticking with him. Will he make a move? Will he be able to make a move? No. But I'll keep an eye on them. As we have Benja getting a little bit loose there. We have Swaytac in second, Hedgehog third, Crayola coming into the pits now, Casper 4th, 5th, Dan 6th, Swanee 7th, JD 8th, Dougie Alpha Mana's Benja getting a little bit loose out of turn 13 there. But yeah, Crail coming into the pit lane. Where will he come? Will he rejoin ahead of his teammate? No. Will he rejoin ahead of Dan? Yes, he will. So, looking at it there, the overcut has worked significantly. Krail still provisionally first. Maestro getting a 3-second time penalty there, running a bit wide, I guess, out of turn 13. But the overcut has worked for Krail, as he's now ahead of JD, who I just noticed JD has jumped Swordman in the pits. Oh wait, no, Swordman spun. I just remembered Swordman spun. But yeah, JD can provisionally second now, which is really impressive for the Alpine man. But Bazooka is provisionally fourth. So he's done an absolute brilliant strategy here. Benja and Valsa still close together, the closest battle really, unless you're counting Krail and Casper, the two Mercedes drivers. I think Casper's going to get out of the way. He doesn't. There's a bit of a lag. There's a bit of lagging here. I don't know if that's me, but there's a bit of lag. As we have... Who's that that's made a mistake? JD's made a mistake, I just realized. Wow. Let's just talk about JD. The commentator's curse is back, everyone. JD down to 8th now. Really unfortunate from the Alpine driver. Now, Swordman is provisionally second. Dougie getting really close to JD now. After JD's unfortunate spin. Or mistake. I don't know if he spun, but he definitely made a mistake. But yeah. Swiatek has a 13-second gap to Hedgehog. Could Swiatek jump Hedgehog here? I don't know, but Krail's catching up to Hedgehog. He'll have DRS on him, I think, as Krail sets the fastest middle sector. And who's that spun? That's Swanee has spun. Swanee, the AlphaTauri has spun. I think he was ahead of a lot of people. As Casper has spun, or no, Dan and Casper are fine. I think Casper might have made a mistake though. I'm not 100% sure. As Swanee is now down to 12th after that spin. As we have Krail on the back of Hedgehog. Krail trying to make the move on the Aston Martin as Krail sets the fastest lap at 35.3. Let's see, Krail has the move done on Hedgehog. Hedgehog decides not to fight it, as leads to earn a completely different race as Casper's come into the pits. The first of the hard runners stops. The first of... Yeah, I was right, wasn't I? I think I was right. Anyway, the first of the hard runners as he's going onto the softs. Wow, okay, I think that's what most of the hard runners are doing. They're going onto the softs, but I think Casper's making a bit of a bold strategy. I don't know how long them hards can last, but I guess we'll see. As Swiatek has a 13-second gap to Krail. Swiatek just kind of cruising, you know, trying to get them tires not to the end, but until the next pit stop, which I don't know when that will be. But Casper pitting very early. I would have went a bit longer before I pit on the hards, but that's up to him, I guess. But I don't know who I'm going to give driver of the day at the moment. So we have Swiatek coming into the pit lane. Will he go onto the mediums or will he go into the hards? The mediums. Or the softs, even. He's going onto the mediums. Yep, onto the mediums. Gets jumped by Krail as Hedgehog's also coming into the pit lane. I think this is when most of their hard runners are going to come in, apart from the ones that have already pit. Dougie's staying out. He's doing an overcut. He's got to do what Krail did. Do the overcut. as Swatak is in second. After his pit stop, he's done an absolute masterclass of a strategy. Well done to the Red Bull driver. But Krail still leads from Swatak, Swordman in third, fourth JD, fifth Dougie after staying out. He's doing an overcut. Sixth is Bazooka, seventh is Valsa, lost Benjamin now. Benja's in eighth, ninth is Hedgehog, who's just pit as well. Swanee in 10th, 11th Casper, who's on the softs. Dan is just pit as well, he's on the mediums in 12th. Leo pit very early in the Grand Prix after his unfortunate mistake. Maestro in 14th, and then Cowman in last, going on to the mediums. I think what he was trying to do is trying to set the fastest lap, but Krail is just too quick and decided not to, and is going on to the mediums to the end. It's a very big possibility, but I'm not sure. As we come on to lap 18 now, 10 laps remaining of the Chinese Grand Prix. Sorry, I meant the Chinese Grand Prix, but it just, I don't know, it's just, at the moment, that is kind of on my mind, calling it the Grand Prix. But yeah, anyway, as Bazooka's up to 5th after Dougie is pit. Dougie will be going on to the mediums, I hope. We could go into the softs to the end, realistically, but decided to just go into the mediums. He's been jumped by his teammate as well. I don't know if Casper's softs are going to last until the end, I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100% sure though. As now we have Hedgehog getting on the back of Benja, but now Leo is up to 12th, jumped Dougie in the pits, as now we have Hedgehog going down the inside of Benja. Very nice move. Very similar to Daniel Ricciardo's move on Bottas in 2017, I believe it was. Or it could have been 2018. No, I think it was 2017. Where Daniel Ricciardo did one of his signature late braking moves and down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Very similar. But yep. Hedgehog making that move on Benja. As I think Swatak is actually catching Krail. I remember the gap being 10 point something seconds, and now it's 9.8. But I'm not 100% sure. Could just be my imagination. But now we have JD on the back of Swordman, fighting for the final podium position. But yeah, Hedgehog trying to make as much moves as he can as he's on the fresh medium tires, catching all the hard runners. But now we have JD catching up to Swordman. Well, JD trying to make a move, decides to try and go down the inside, but decides to back out. I'll keep an eye on these two, as we have Casper and Swanee getting close, and Maestro's gotten another 3-second time penalty. Casper is another one of them drivers who has a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, hasn't gotten another one, as Casper getting really close to Swanee here. Could he try and make a move into turn 9? Or is it turn 10? I think it's turn 9. This is turn 10 here. This left-hander. And now we have Hedgehog again on the back of Valsa. Didn't realise these two were that close. And now Dan's on the back of Thingy. And that's Hedgehog! Hedgehog is spun! Oh, freaking commentator's curse! Oh my god, man, I was just commentating on Hedgehog a second ago, and he is right behind Bazooka, I believe it was. Or was it Valsa? I think it was Valsa who was behind. And now Hedgehog trying to go down the inside of Swanee. Has he got the move, or has Swanee got it round the outside? What a move from the AlphaTauri driver. And now Dan is trying to make a move, and Casper's down to 11th. And Swanee's coming into the pit lane. Oh, he still doesn't pit, I just realised. He'll be going onto the soft until the end, I reckon. As now we have Dan and Hedgehog fighting, the two stewards, I believe they are. And now we have a Leo up to 11th in his debut race around China. Doing very solid, I would say. Just basically a comeback drive, I guess. Just a very solid race from him. The Alpha Romeo driver even, sorry. But yeah. Go on board with JD now. Still on the back of Swordman. 6/10 the gap. Of course, JD has the fresher tyres, as Dan has made a move on Hedgehog, but Hedgehog has spun. That's why he's made the move, because he's spun. Hedgehog having a really unfortunate race, and now he was having a really good one, and now he's making a bunch of mistakes, and he's getting really unfortunate. And last with Leo and Dougie up to 10th and 11th, with Hedgehog now in 12th. I think he's got damage as well. Yeah, he's got right in plate damage. His race has just gotten worse since the pit stop, and I really do feel for him. Having a really unlucky race now. And I'm right in saying that Swaytak is catching Krail. I think he's catching him by at least a second a lap. Or something like that. But anyway, Jaden. I guess his name's Jaden. Jaden? I don't know. Anyway, JD. Keeping in touch with Swordman. Getting very close to the McLaren still. And that's Hedgehog. He's retired in the pit lane. That's a really unfortunate race from the Aston Martin driver. And that's Aston Martin not scoring points again. I wouldn't say they're not scoring points again, but they're out again. Very unfortunate race from them too. But yeah, very unfortunate from the two Aston Martin drivers having a really rocky start to the season. As now we have Vals on the back of Bazooka, and now JD on the back of Swordman. Vals on the back of Bazooka. Yeah, I said that right the first time. JD getting really close here. Swordman decides to defend the inside. But JD trying to go around the outside. He's got the inside though. Trying to switch it back into the inside. Trying to go around the outside of turn 16. That was very, very close between them two. Let's see. Will JD try and make a move down the inside? Not close enough to make the move, but he might be able to make the move soon. As Dougie has overtaken Leo, but Leo trying to go on the inside again, but isn't close enough to make the switch back, unfortunately. Now we have JD and Swordman still fighting here for third. Final podium position, obviously. Means a lot to both teams. Both have had very good starts to the season, may I say. But Valsa is now on the back of Bazooka. And it's now getting really cloudy again. Could there be some last minute rain around China? Or is it just all the pollution? If you know, you know. But yeah. China. Is it gonna rain? Is it going to rain in the last, lap? Wouldn't that be exciting? Rain on the last lap. But yeah. Now we have JD not getting close enough to make a move on Swordman. What about Valsa? Is Valsa close enough to make a move on Bazooka? I don't think so. Getting close and close though, but not close enough to make a move. Getting really close on the exit though. Or on the entry of the corner. JD has an abundance of ERS here. 57 to Swordman's 5 or 10 now, 10%. But wow, JD has a lot of ERS to use here. Is he saving it on purpose? He could be. But no, yeah, Valsa. Still on the back of Bazooka. Close enough to make a move? No. Unfortunately not. Been a bit of a dry end to the race, I'm gonna say, but at the moment we have Krail leading, Swaytak in second, third Swordman, fourth JD, fifth Bazooka, sixth is Valsa, seventh is Benja, eighth is Dan, ninth is Casper, 10th Dougie, 11th Leo, Swanee 12th, Racing Maestro in 13th, and Caraman in last, or 14th. And then the DNFs are Hedgehog, George, and Panda. And can I just say, Leo is having a really decent and solid first race. I know he made a mistake on lap very early on, but he's been committed and has decided to stay racing. Not retiring the pit lane like a couple of other drivers, but he's just decided to crack on with it, kind of thing. And I do respect that from the Alfa Romeo driver. Anyway, back up to, I guess we'll look at Valsa and Bazooka. Bazooka trying to make a defensive move on Valsa. Valsa trying to go around the outside. Oh, Bazooka has to back out, but he's back on the inside. Very close to making contact. And Bazooka's got the move done. But is Valsa going to be close enough to try and make another attempt? On the It's starting to rain. It's starting to rain. 4 laps left on this Grand Prix and it's starting to rain. Could this be Russia? If you remember what happened in 2021 at the Russian Grand Prix, could this be this kind of race again? We'll have to find out. But it is raining. For the last 5 laps of this Grand Prix, it is raining. I was only joking, but it's happened. It's actually happened. Now we have Dan getting really close to Benja as well. But let's go on board with JD. Close enough to make a move? No, he's not. He's still got a load of ERS. 80%. Well, that's really a lot. And Dan's made a move on Benja. That's what 10%. That's what 10 more miles per hour does. It just helps so much. And Dan has gotten through on Benjamin. Very, very nice moving. Casper's made a mistake. I don't know what's happened to him. Maybe, I don't know if Dougie and Casper collided, but they... Ow! Oh! Casper's got a puncture. That's why he's going slow. Casper's got a puncture. I did say he'd pit too early. I did say I thought he'd pit too early. But wow, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, why is Casper going so slow? And then I realised that his left front was wobbling. And it's because he's got a puncture. Wow. What is he doing? He's going on to the intermediates. He's going to be the first one to jump onto the intermediates. I don't know if it's too early, but yeah. And I think Cowman's coming into the pits as well to change onto the intermediates. There could be late drama here in this race. But now we have JD catching up to Swordman. Isn't close enough to make a move. Let's see Valsa. Is Valsa close enough to make another attempt on Bazooka? We'll see. Trying to do the switchback. He's got it done. Almost. These two are side by side. Coming into the final corner. Valsa around the outside. Keep it clean, guys. Side by side. Who's got the DRS? Valsa down the inside. Hasn't got the move, but Valsa's still got the inside. Bazooka's gone a bit too wide. Bazooka diving it down the inside. They touch. They've made contact. And Valsa has to give the place back. I don't know if I think he made a mistake out of the corner. But there you go, Valsa around the outside again of Bazooka. Will he get a good exit? Two side by side, coming into turn 7. Valsa's got the inside. Will he got the move done? No. Bazooka around the outside. What a brilliant move to get back past the McLaren. And now this has brought Dan and Benja into the mix as well. And now we're coming into the right-hander of turn 13. Let's see, Valsa, is he close enough to make a move on Bazooka? Or is Dan close enough to make a move on Valsa? We'll see in a second. As JD is getting really close here to, what's his name? Swordman. JD using his ERS and DRS. Swordman got DRS off of Cowman. Now the rain is really starting to kick in, as Dan has made 2 moves on 1 straight. Wow! Dan up to 5th, getting past Bazooka Joe and Valsa. Wow, what a brilliant move from him. And now we have JD diving it down the inside of Swordman. Oh! JD making a really unlucky mistake there, going down to neutral. Went down to neutral, the Alpine driver. Now 2 seconds behind Swordman. Excuse me. But yeah. JD, that might have been his last chance to try and make a move. And now he's squandered it because he went down to neutral and just got on the throttle too early, in my opinion. And DRS is disabled for the final lap of the Grand Prix. Have we seen Cowman making a move on Swordman? But yeah, it's because Cowman is able to ghost through the McLaren. But yeah. Any moves happening? We got Swanee and Leo fighting, and we have Valsa and Bazooka still fighting. As Valsa's gone round the outside. And Benja spun! Benja has spun. That could give Dougie 8 fear. Yep. Benja's just letting Dougie by. And now we have Leo and Swanee. Swanee's gotten past Leo. I think Leo, I can't remember who was ahead, but I think Leo was already behind Swanee in the first place, so yeah. As I just noticed, we're on the final lap of this race. Crail has a comfortable lead to Swiatek. Let's see JD getting, he's in DRS range here of Swordman. Could this be a last kind of attempt to try and get past Swordman for the podium? But JD's run out of fuel! JD has ran out of fuel, and Casper's gotten another 3-second time penalty. JD, he has ran out of fuel on the final lap. Crail wins it in China. JD has lost fuel. He's got no fuel left in the car. Swiatek takes second. Swordman should finish third. But JD down to 7th. He's lost. He's got no fuel left. Swordman coming across the line. Gets third for McLaren. 4th, Dan. Another brilliant result for the Ferrari man. Valsa bringing it home for 5th. Very good points from the McLaren. JD getting a 10-second time penalty. And Bazooka in 6th. JD 7th. JD 8th, Dougie 7th, 9th, no, 8th Benja, 9th for JD, 10th, and Leo's run out of fuel as well. Swanee in 10th. Leo, or Maestro, is going to get 11th. Here in China. Wow. So 2 people running out of fuel there on the final lap. I'm guessing they were anticipating a safety car and just ran out of fuel, basically. But yeah, Krail wins it in China. From Sway attacking Swordman, rounding out the top 3. And that is it for China. I don't know who I should give Driver of the Day, to be honest. The end game is going to give it Valsa. But personally, I think it should be Krail, because honestly, he just made no mistakes, and he just dominant, just simple dominance. Like, you can't go wrong with that, basically. Just dominant display, and just a very, very comfortable win at the end there. But yeah, we have Krail in first, second Swaytek, third Swordman, fourth Dan, fifth Valsa, sixth Bazooka, seventh Dougie, eighth Benja, ninth is JD, 10th is Swanee, 11th is Maestro, 12th is Leo, Casper's 13th, Cowman running out the top 14 of finishers, and then Hedgehog, Georgie, and Panda not finishing the Grand Prix. Or DNFing. Did not finish. But, yeah, my driver that day is going to be Krail. But that's the end of this race. Thank you to whoever joined me. That's China done, dusted out of the way. And yeah, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you all next week, where we are racing in, I want to say, hold on, let me check. Calendar. USA. But yeah, I'll see you all later for that. And yeah, have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye.